Hello, everybody. Welcome to Success Never Sleeps for Friday, November 21st. I am Marco Mazzola from the It's Time Group Mentoring Team. Flying a bit solo today, talking to you guys about branding for your business for success. Really should have called it, what is your brand and why is it that way? So basically, what we're going to talk about today is a few different things. I'll give you sort of a brief rundown. One, why branding matters. We're going to talk about, branding goes, far beyond your logo, your colors, your things like that. We're going to talk about, how it influences, your reputation, your culture, your retention. And we're going to do a walkthrough of my school, which is behind me. I'll flip it over to my cell phone and do a walkthrough of my school and talk about it. So what I want to hopefully we'll get is a lot of questions. Hello, Bob Poole in the house. Good afternoon. Good to see you. So we're going to go through all of that today. So we're going to kind of run it down piece by piece and break it down. So the more questions you have, I really want to answer them for you today on branding. We just got back from It's Time Live Freedom, where I spoke on branding there on during the Sunday seminar. So, and that was a lot of fun, very informative. I love to work on branding as one of my passions. I come from a varied background of marketing and web design and different things like that, all while being in martial arts and teaching before I opened my own school about 15 years ago. I spent a lot of time in marketing and branding. So I want to go through that with you guys today. So if you have any questions, feel free to jump them into the comments and I will answer them for you. All right. Before we do that, of course, let's get some housekeeping done. Let's talk about our sponsors. We have Tusa, Market Muscles, My Studio, Kids Love Life Skills, LC Accounting, and Kin Creative. All businesses, I know Brandon says he works with them as well. I work with them as well, every single one of them. Tusa, I love their products. They're what I call Cobra pads or clapper pads, whatever you want to call them, are some of the best in the business. I love those. They're my favorite things that we own from Tusa. Market Muscles, I've been using them. Steven and the gang over there, I know they're working on some really great new stuff. So check that out at Market Muscles. My Studio, we've been using My Studio now since I believe we switched over to Focus Martial Arts. We switched over to My Studio as well. I've had a great relationship with them. Kids Love Life Skills. It is the core of what we do here. It's the core of our program is the life skills. We love teaching, kicking, and punching, but parents are really looking for the life skills portion of what we do, and nobody else does it around here, especially the other sports. LC Accounting, Letitia, she does her best to keep me straight and narrow when it comes to the books and the budgets and things like that. I know I'm not the easiest to work with when it comes to that. But she does an amazing job. And Kin Creative, we've been using them now for about a year, and it has been a phenomenal relationship with Kin. And one thing with the guys and girls at Kin, they really listen. They listen to you as a school owner, and they listen to your needs, and they pivot and make adjustments really quickly, like in real time on what you need and your brand. And this will tie back into what we're talking about today. I have I guess 20, 30 page long branding document that I created. And if you were out at It's Time Live, you got to see that. They actually want to have me start doing it for other school owners because I'm the only one who's ever given them that. And what that does is help keep all of us, me and them, on the track of keeping our brand voice and visuals tight and right and consistent. Consistency is the word you'll hear a lot today, is the consistency of your brand. So things like that, working with them. And I've worked with a lot of other digital consultants, media consultants before, and a lot of them don't like to say anything bad about them. I don't have anything bad to say about them. They do good work, but it seems a little bit more cookie cutter to me, where they're just like, this is what we do. This is how we do it. Here's the recipe, follow it. And that's it. Whether it's successful or not is a different story. We personally, I will speak personally, have had more success working with Kin than any other company I've used before in the past. So if that tells you anything, there you go. So definitely check them out. The links for all of them are in the descriptions for the episode. So go ahead and click on those links for there. Okay. Also, we have, since I am part of the group mentoring team, I'm going to shine it up. The group mentoring. With me, Jason, Monique, and of course, Brandon. The QR code's in the top of your screen. You can scan that to get a free consultation and we'll take you through everything that you'll need to get started with the group mentoring program. I just got off the phone with one of our mentees, if you will, who was also out at It's Time Live. I just had a wonderful, almost hour-long chat with him about him rebranding and rotating curriculum and all kinds of wonderful topics. And so it was really fun to get out there and speak to him about that. Such a passionate person. About what he does and what he's doing and the upgrades and changes he's making to his school. And haven't come out to It's Time. I was hoping this episode would be more of an It's Time Live wrap up or recount for the group, but unfortunately everybody else had appointments today. So here I am, pivoting is name of the game. So, think about It's Time group mentoring, give us a call, chat with me. You can PM me at any time if you want to just talk about what we do and how we do it, and maybe we'll get you on a call. So there you go. It's Time group mentoring. All right, let's get into it. Branding. Why is it important for your business? What is a brand, right? I think the biggest misconception is usually that a brand is your logo or your colors, or even necessarily the name of your school, which is all of that is part of your brand. It's not your brand. It's parts that help represent what your brand is, right? Branding is really more about how people feel about your school, the reactions, the connections, right? The experiences that you create. Everything these days is about an experience, right? Going to an Apple store is an experience. Going to Disney World is an experience, right? It's not just going down there and buying a bunch of merchandise. It's all about the way you feel and how happy you are, or taking your kids there and watching them just be amazed at, all the attractions and everything going on at Disney. And then, like Brandon always says, people go there as kids, then they go there with their kids, and then as adults, or they just go there by themselves again, just because it's part of what they do, because of the emotional connection that they have. And that's exactly what you want to do with your school. You want to create emotional connections, because one of the biggest things we're always talking about, any school owner is talking about, is retention. We always need new students, but getting new students doesn't help if you can't keep students. Right? 10 in, 10 out, you're still at 100 forever. So it doesn't really matter unless you are able to keep them. Then your school can grow. So for retention, how do you keep them? You need to create that experience that makes people want to stay, that they miss it if they're not there. They love it so much that they want to be there all the time, right? Kids hate to leave. They can't wait till they come back. Why? What is it that you did? What are the things in your school? Because it's not just the kick and a punch, and it's not just the dodgeball at the end of class. It's not just a parent night out that you did, right? It's everything coupled together, from the look of your school, the feel of your school, how clean is your school, everything that builds the trust within your community. Your community events that you go out there and do, and you connect with your local schools, and all that it goes into building that brand that people trust and want to come back to, right? Whether you love or hate Apple, I happen to love them. All my products that I use for my computers and phones, everything, are Apple, because I trust the brand. It's not necessarily and for a long time, it's just a status. Ooh, you have an iPhone. For me, it's not a status, because everybody has one, right? Almost everybody, Monique, everybody has one. So it's more that I trust the product. I trust the brand, right? I know they're going to do the right thing. Whether they take forever to get around to copying, pasting, they're going to get there. They're going to do it right. It's going to happen. I trust that brand. And sometimes getting there takes a little longer than you'd like, but I know it's going to happen. And I trust that because their consistency is pretty key. I've been using Apple products for 20, 25 years now, and I've never had like a bad product that I don't need. Why did I buy this? I don't like this. I don't need this. It turned out I never thought I was going to get an iPad. It's just a giant iPhone. I don't need it. Now I can't live without my iPad, right? So it just depends on what you need. So let's talk a little bit about the pillars of your brand today, right? So your identity, we know that's part of it. Your colors, your color scheme, keeping things consistent within that, and we'll get into that. The brand message, your why, if you will. What is it you're saying? Not just your tagline, not just your mission statement, but what does your brand represent? What is it you're trying to say to the public of who you are and why you do what you do? Okay. And the last, of course, is the experiences that you create. How do families feel about associating with your brand? Are they happy? Are they proud to tell people, oh, my kids go to Focus Martial Arts, and they're consistently, you know, touting the wonders and the amazement of your school. So they're referring new students all the time. Referrals, as we know, is generally about 70% of new members. This usually comes from referrals. That's an industry standard. And you want to boost that as much as possible and help aid that as much as possible, whether it's a referral program or just creating experiences, because we'll get members refer people they don't even know about our referral program sometimes, which is our fault for not knowing. We've gotten down on that a lot more lately, of making sure that they know, but we want to see that they are just happy to refer people. I have people that say, I'm going to offer you the $50 off your next tuition. They say, no, I just want to refer people. Right? We give it to them anyway, because that's our brand, that's our standard, that's what we do. But they're just happy to do it, and that's really what you want to do. All right. So that's part of what we're going to talk about today. The next thing we're going to talk about, of course, is your consistency. You know how to build your brand, your visual consistency. Question for anybody out there: when was the last time you really looked at your brand visually? Your colors, your location, right? Has it been updated? When was the last time you repainted the place? Do your colors match? Does your signage match your brand, the look, the feel, the pictures that you use, hopefully not stock photos, the fonts you use, the colors, are they consistent across the board, right? I was at fault, I can say this, before I really solidified my brand and we were a completely different name and everything. And it just was very mismatched, in every single sign, every single postcard, or any single, anything we did looked like somebody different did it from a different company. And it made no sense. There was no consistency. And it showed in our numbers. Having an art background myself, and an artist, I say this all the time, an artist never wants to paint the same painting twice. Right. So when I made a new sign, it looked different than the last one. The fonts are different. The colors are different. Nothing made sense. It took a lot of growth and a lot of, beatings over the head to say, okay, I can do my art on the side, but when it comes to my business, when it comes to building my brand and taking it to the next level, this is what I need to do. I need to make sure everything is on point and it looks consistent and it's coming from the same voice, the same company with the same message. So that was a lot. So I want to talk about that as well. And what I want is questions. Ask questions about these sort of things, and take a look. Okay. So one of the things I want to do with you, I'm going to get this going in a second, is switch it over to my phone so that I can take you on a walkthrough of our business and show you exactly what I'm talking about when it comes to your brand and what consistency looks like within your brand. And so while I'm doing this, I'll be able to answer questions as well. And I want to talk about those as well. So I'm going to see if I can bring this up. Should have had this done ahead of time, but like I said, I just got off a meeting and didn't do it. And that's my fault. So I'm going to do it now. But if you have any questions on it, definitely ask me the questions. Right. Let's do that. There we go. Enter. There it is. Stuff. There we go. And gone. Okay, so that should be completely gone. Okay, here we are. I'm going to turn the camera around here, and let's see. Where's my camera? Let's see. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to take you from the beginning of our school and see what this looks like. Okay, so as you come in, I'll go outside really briefly. It's a little windy out today. I want to keep the wind going on the microphone. But as you see from the top, you can see our logo, the consistency of our brand right from the get-go. I know things are going to look a little backwards on this, but I'm going to be able to see what I'm doing. So you just picture everything backwards. You have to notice on both the doors is our logo. We have our follow us with our social media and a QR code that people can scan to go to a free introductory class. We have 2 new signs that we just posted, our pre-K and kinder, our kids karate sign. As you notice, both have the QR codes. They lead to different places, but they're consistent. Black and white photo, same font, same everything, the name with a little tagline below it. Nice hanging signs, which I'm going to show you from the inside. A little less cold inside. Here's our community board right here. All right, with some very easy community signs, some of ours, some people around us that do things. But as soon as you come in, you can see our referral program, our holiday parties and signs. When you walk in, you'll see we have a logoed mat on the way through with our tagline on it, Engage a Success. Here are our new sign hooks, which we just installed. All right, clean, professional, easy to change out. The hanging, we used fabric on these ones. It's a thick fabric on these because we were using foam core poster board and they were curling and getting real gnarly looking because of the sun beating on them through the window. So as soon as you walk in, you see our, let's see, back jewel. All right. If I can switch this over. Oh, there you go. That's even better. So now you have our logoed sign right as you walk through, right on the wall, right near our front desk, which keeps our mobile chart of everything that we do, or all of our flyers that we can hand out, our one sheets as we call them. Always a sign to tell what's coming up. We have 3 trials coming in today, or introductory classes coming in today, so their welcome signs are all here, ready to go. You see, with their t-shirts ready. This is the packet we give them when they come in with their first life skills sheet of family, which has the coloring sheet on the back, the one sheet for karate, the sheet for progression, and as well as their first day enrollment. On the desk, we have one of the DigiFeels QR codes tapping to leave a review. As you can see, we have our Market Muscles tablet right here. People can sign up for events, request a trial, request, sign up for the tuition programs right from there if they haven't downloaded the phone yet. Of course, we have our Market Muscles TV rolling with everything on it from our mobile app. And the next thing, obviously, you'll see right because it rolls from there. It starts over again and goes to our welcome message after that. And there's our welcome message. Of course, we have our lollipops on the desk. Even our desk, it's white, it's clean, it's sharp looking, it's within 10 feet of the front door. So as soon as you walk in, there's usually somebody sitting there, whether myself or someone else, to welcome people in. But as you can see, it's clean, it's sharp looking, it matches everything else. It's not some sort of brown IKEA desk or, solder put together desk. This was not an inexpensive desk. I think this was somewhere between $2,000 to $3,000 just for this desk alone. All right, but it holds everything we need. We have our filing cabinets, we have our printer underneath, everything. So it has stuff underneath, so I can keep things. You don't see them. Our walkie-talkies, when our staff does events and things like that, everything's here, so we don't have to show it to the public. Our retail section, we're not a retail store, but we do have a retail presence here. This is as far as it'll ever grow, so we can change things out as we need to. We're about to change out the tank tops here, okay, to hoodies. Obviously, now it's winter time here in New England and Boston, so tank tops are certainly not needed. So we'll hold those off for next year, the ones that didn't sell, and we'll sell those next year. We'll start holding more hoodies. But we do everything here that makes sense. This is part of your brand, right? Kids use water bottles. We have the 10-ounce, we have the 20-ounce water bottles, black and white. There's obviously numerous amount of colors you could get for these, but they don't match. Our logo is red and white or red and black. So we're not going to get something, we're not doing blue ones, we're not doing pink ones. They match our brand. We even have the little straw covers with our brand logo on it, as well as car magnets, right? The parents drive cars, they want, back and forth. They can represent our brand. Kids wear the Crocs. So we have the gibbets on there, the shoe charms as they're called. We have those. Things you will never see here. Playing cards. shot glasses, things like that that don't represent a business that caters to kids, right? So we'll never have stuff like that. You can get them, but we're not going to sell them here because it doesn't represent our brand. Right from the get go in the way in, this is the first of our 3 AirSense diffusers that come out. They're a waterless diffuser. So when you open it, you can see there's just a tank for the liquid for the incense, the stuff that goes in there. We use the hotel sense that the Hilton uses. We also have an air purifier right below it. They might be battling it out. I'm not really sure. We have a rug as you're coming into our mats so people can wipe their feet. People take off their shoes here. But of course, we have an ADA rated ramp. Our opening to our wall is rated for ADA rated, so wheelchairs can easily get through here. So there's no troubles there whatsoever. We have our paperwork on the wall. So this is our only exit. Is there only one exit only for this from the dojo? As kids come in, we have a fire door around the corner, so obviously we have a proper egress and it's all legal. But out of the dojo for normal everyday use, this is the only exit. So an instructor can stand right here with the life skills and the badges to hand out to people. And if we have a special event coming up, we'll put it in the empty one here and hand it with them because every parent has to and kids have to walk by this section so they don't miss anybody. You have to walk by here to get out, so everybody gets one on the way out. One thing we learned is instead of having the instructors have to fish through all 40 badges to find that we're working on leadership or responsibility. Where's responsibility? Where is it? We put a separate container right next to it that has just the badge we're working on right next to us. They can easily pull it out. And it's branded so they know Youth Karate, Focus Kids, proper font, matches everything else we do. Of course, our equipment racks are neat and tidy, very well organized. The staff spends, not a good portion of the day, but after every class, things get put away. Even our noodles are separated by color. Grab a white noodle, grab a black noodle, grab a red noodle. I don't have to tell the staff to do it. They do it on their own. It's part of our systems. That's just what they do. And if we can brand it, we will. Our Cobra pads are branded. Our square targets will be replaced very shortly with all red or all black ones, excuse me, with our logos on them. So that's the next project, as well as our kick shields. Those will be done as well. Our mats, we have the zebra mats. We love them. These things are amazing. We went with all black, and we use our own specific dots on them that have our logo on each one. We have a white dot and we have a black dot here, but they all have our logo on them. So when you look down the field, if you will, there's a row of white, a row of black, a row of white, and a row of black. Keeps kids distant apart and they're staggered, right? You get your white, your black, your white, so kids don't kick each other in the back of the head when they're all lined up and they can't touch each other side to side. Also, as well, well done there. Our instructor wall, as we call it, has our life skills and our stripes, all of our tips on it. These are basic, very simple curtain rods that I used to hang up on the wall. I put them on hard core cardboard rollers. They're craft rollers you can get at any craft store or online at Amazon. So you can tape them to it, roll them, and we use hair elastics to keep them tight so they're not all draping and falling down and look like they're all unwinding. We started to go with the thicker ones. We found the thinner ones break too easy, so we use the thicker ones, they break less. So we have to replace them less. Our class schedule is there. Our signs up for knowing exactly what we're working on at all times. The instructors know and the parents know. There's another section down there where the parents sit. Teen karate, youth and adults, youth, teen, adults, right? Our white belts are working on stripe 6. Everyone else is working on stripe 18. Youth karate is on responsibility, and our focus kids, our EK program is on discipline. So everything is very made to be simple, easy to understand. Parents know what we're working on. Instructors don't have to question it. If there's a question, they can look quickly on the signs. They can look on their app, look everywhere they need to, and get the information right away. Obviously, our mirrors are almost floor length. They're right about floor length. So we went with the really tall mirrors all the way down. We didn't do floor length. Our mirror guy, it was a choice. He said, you can do floor length. You're more apt to get people to kick it by accident, that last few inches. And it's true, and I'll show you why in a second. It's true. That's where the kids kick by accident. Their heels go through that kind of stuff all the time. So if you bring it above that, you still kind of get that infinity feel, like it's pretty open when you look at it from side to side, without having the danger of people kicking the mirror that low. Obviously, a giant logo right here. We use the 3D lock signage, so it looks like it's 3D coming off the wall. I don't know if you can see that. That's there. So they're all pinned to the wall like that, but it comes off to create a nice shadow effect of the acrylic. Our signs on the other side are quotes, if you will, or testimonials. We're probably going to change these out. I think that's one of the next projects we're going to work on because we're always trying to improve the space and make it better. I like the idea of testimonials. What I think I'm probably going to end up doing now that we have more pictures in this space, because we've only been here for this particular location for 3 years. We have more pictures now I can use. Just do kind of like the front signs of black and white with a quote or something inside the picture, small enough you can still see the picture, but it'd still be represented there. Our second TV, so parents know what we're working on. It's rotating the same thing as everything else, is up here, as well as our large clock. If it has a second hand, so instructors can time events if they're not wearing a watch, they can time it right from there. I know it's the old school thought that we don't need to know the time during class, which gets kids distracted, but it helps everybody, including the parents and the instructors. So it's a give and take. It is a give and take. We have our black lights up there all across the place, as well as our speakers. Our walls are here. We're about to redo the wall or the top of the walls. We're tired of people being able to put their foot through. As you can see, I have some fresh new spots to finish sanding and painting. People putting their heels to the wall. You can see how low that was. And that's why we're going to laminate the wall so that stops happening and redo the tops as well. We have our cubbies. Very simple, on Amazon. And I can post links if anybody wants them. They're here. Small cubbies. We have a lot of them with cushioned seat tops, low hanging jacket holders for the kids, but rounded, so not pointy, so nobody falls on and hurts themselves. We have a couple of holders on our wall for an iPhone and an iPad, which the instructors use for both music and attendance. And they can set it there during class because they generally teach from this end, so they don't have to keep running back and forth to grab it. Our mission statement's on the wall, right? Engage in success in a welcoming community with a focus on growth and personal development. That took a long time to come up with. That took a long time. We debated on that one. We mulled around. It was not a quick decision because it's not supposed to be a quick decision. It's something that should mean something to your brand. It's everything you say and do comes from there, right? We are a welcoming community and we're focused on people's growth and their development every day, every class, every parent night out, every birthday party, every interaction we have with a student or a parent. It's all from there. Of course, we have our ADA rated, our first aid and our AED machine on the wall, ready to go. Real quick shot from the entrance to the dojo on the back end to right there. So if we need it, it's right there in a hurry. We can get to it very quickly. We have our benches. Notice there's no backs to the benches, of course. Like Brandon says, the same thing. You don't leaning back on your phone. You're leaning forward, engaged with the slanted wall. So you're watching the class. If you have to lean, you're leaning in, not away, right? Our hallway from here is ADA rated. It's enough for getting wheelchairs down and out our fire door, which is down the end that way. All right. Our trash barrels even are meant on purpose. There's still a hole in them, but you can't see all of it because it's black. It's rounded. There's no sharp edges to it. Right, so somebody falls by accident, slams into it. They're not poking the head on a corner, okay, and they're not touching the trash either. All right, our water cooler is here. This is the second one of our diffusers. This one's closer to the parents, so they can make sure the smell gets everywhere. It's a larger space. You could probably get away with one in here, but one to me was not enough. I wanted to make sure that it, with all the sweat and feet smell and everything like that, you don't smell any of it all. And that's a constant we get from parents all the time is you never smell like a dojo. We don't smell like this feet and sweat and everything going on here. It always smells nice. All right. Let's take you into the bathrooms. As you can see, they're single-use bathrooms, so they're gender neutral. We also have a baby changing area inside both bathrooms. You may have seen the lights are automatic, so as soon as I open the door, the light went on. I don't have to touch anything. It also goes off when there's no motion after a few minutes. All right. We have our automatic towel dispenser, automatic soap dispenser, touchless. You just run your hand in front of it, and away you go. A nice mirror, which is important, mostly for the females. They like, they just do. They want to get. I get that all the time. I've been to other schools where there's no mirror in the bathroom, and people are like, "Why isn't there a mirror in the bathroom?" The girls like to be able to see themselves. Okay, that's fine. That works for me all day. Our toilets always cleaned in between every classes, cleaned at the beginning of the day, cleaned at the end of the day, wiped down at least one more time with our toddler seat, our magnetic toddler seat. So kids can put it down. They're here. When they put it back up, it magnetically sticks to the top. Now you don't have to worry about a toddler falling in, and it shows that you care. This is what we're talking about when it comes to branding. That's a very simple change to change out your toilet seat to make sure people see that your brand cares about their little toddlers. Your kids might be older, they don't need it, but they have a little brother or sister who's just watching class because they're 3, 4 years old. They're not haven't started with you yet. What if they need to go to the bathroom? They have to hover over the toilet, or do you have a toddler seat to care about them, right? The moms care. Over the years we've had these, maybe they've been used a handful of time, half the time by my wife when my son was needed a baby changing station. But believe me, she appreciated it. She appreciated she didn't have to change my son on the floor. She could use the baby changing station, right? Make sure they're clean. Make sure there's always something in them. This other side needs to be filled. This one's here, so make sure the staff goes to check those again today. All right. Of course, we have our informational sheets directly opposite the toilet. So when you're sitting down, right, when mom's sitting, you can see we have our holiday drop and shop and our holiday party coming up. QR codes on both. People can sign up, takes them right to our app. All right. Now we'll take you into our function room, right, which is our focused martial arts activity room. We have one of these signs for basically everything. Our community board sign had one. Our retail, our pro shop has one. Our Learn to Earn has one. Our activity room has one. So I say people go to the activity room. That even though this is the only back room that we have, before I put that up, people asked, "Where is that? Where's the activity room?" Now I don't have to ask. I don't have to answer that question because nobody's asked it since I put this up. There you see it. The sign says right there. As you may have seen, the lights went on automatically as well. We have a sensor up there. Turns these lights on because this room obviously doesn't get as much use as the main area. So am I paying for extra electricity to have this light on all day? Or people are going to forget to turn it off? No. That was a thought process. I installed that. I had somebody install that for me. Shout out to Larry. So we put that up so it automatically gets shut off. Okay. We have another review sign here. We're going to put some more on the wall after on the top of the wall after we have that redone. No sense doing it yet until we have it redone. Our complimentary Wi-Fi passwords are there. We have another section for our Learn to Earn from Kids of Life Skills, so we can do when we're doing camps or birthday parties or anything else going on. We can get badges and reward badges real fast without having to running across the dojo to get it. Our tables and chairs, the colors purposely chosen, red and black. It's a brand color. So we use red and black tables. We could have got black tables, came out, it was too dark. We could have done red chairs, then it's too much red. Looks like a bloodbath. Let's mix it up. You get red tables, black chairs, everything looks great. Proper height, first sections we got were too small. And we realized these are too small for the average kid. They work for little 4-year-olds and 5-year-olds. But for the 12-year-olds sitting back here, they look like a Lily Tomlin in a chair. So we got the little taller ones that works for everybody. On our tables, we have a bucket of Lego and the Kids of Life Skills and coloring sheets. We actually just got done with our Halloween stuff. Some of the Halloween stuff, the ones are still in there from our Halloween party. But there's Lego back here. Brothers and sisters, they don't feel like watching the class. They can come back here, not make noise in the main dojo. They're making noise back here. Nobody can hear it. Who cares? They're playing Lego, right? And our staff will go through it every day, every other day. They'll go through the Lego and separate. Or at least they do it every weekend. I know that because it's part of our system. Definitely on the weekends. We try to get them to do it more during the week if there's time. But every Saturday before we leave, we go through the Lego bins and pull them apart. So when a new kid comes in to play with Lego today, it's not whoever was here previous days and their builds are all together and they have to spend time taking it apart, which is really annoying. And for little kids can be really hard. So we do it. Our second bathroom, show you that one real quick. As you can see, it's the same. Lights, the automatic light switch is there. Obviously, it is the same. It's just reversed because it's on the other side. air freshener, automatic air freshener. We check that every week to make sure the batteries are fresh, make sure that it's filled and it's working. It's automatic timer, so it goes off every 18 minutes, I believe. It freshens it up. So there you go. That's our second bathroom. We have, of course, step stools. We have two of them, one for the toilet, one for the sink if we need it, so kids don't have to keep carrying them back and forth. Our trash barrels, specifically designed. They're half moon shapes. They don't stick out too far. And it's specifically designed that the trash bag is not hanging out the side. It's one where the trash bag gets put in, the ring gets put on, and then it folds inside, just like that. You put the top on, so you're not seeing a trash bag hanging out the side, which looks not professional. Specifically purchased on that. A lot of research went into it, something I wanted to do, found them on Amazon, and there we go. We have our Focus Martial Arts coffee bar. So complimentary coffee. We have a Keurig. We do an espresso machine. And so we can make espresso, we can make Keurig coffee, hot chocolate, tea. Everything's provided here. We have a nice cabinet with, we have labels on them. What's in the cabinet? Coffee supplies, chocolate K cups. Everything's back here. One thing we are going to do is put a curtain up here. That's the next thing. So you don't, when somebody comes back here to do the coffee, we'll put a curtain right here on this wall going across. So if you're making coffee, you don't have to see the mop sink and the stuff that we have back there that needs to be cleaned up. So we'll take care of that this week as well. Our cabinets, which hold all of our supplies, from cleaning supplies to office supplies to electronic equipment, everything, birthday party supplies, everything's in here, and they're numbered. You notice we numbered them. So if I ask somebody, because I know the office supplies are in cabinet 4, and I can't just tell everybody, go get the cabinet, go get the office supplies. Where are they? Well, instead of having to open up every cabinet to figure it out, and remember, because they're mostly teens and they got a million other things and homework and everything else to think about, I can just say, go to cabinet 4, right? In our systems, get this, get the new stack of Post-it notes, go to cabinet 4, that they're there, all right? We have our bins, right? Our Nerf blasters, inflatables, party supplies, themed party supplies, art supplies, balloon supplies. Everything is purposely labeled so you can easily see it. And that label's on both sides. So no matter which way they put the bin back, a label will be sticking out. So we can put it back in correctly because they're labeled on both sides, not just one. Again, purposely to make sure my staff is set up for success. That's part of our brand standard as well. Right, I want to make my staff successful so they enjoy working here and it makes their job easier to do so they can serve clients and not have to be wondering, pulling down 5 bins to figure out which one has the Nerf supplies in it. It's already done. Oh, which one is it? The label was backwards. I couldn't see it. Right? Eliminate that. So we don't need to. This clock is going to be changed out. I had ordered the one that matched the one outside and they sent me the wrong one. It's red and black, but it kind of looks like a bomb timer about to blow up. So that just looks ominous to me, and we're going to change it. So I've already ordered a replacement. All right. Our staff only room. It is fingerprint accessible. There's also a key number pad. We have our stuff in here. We have brand new lockers that we just put in. We had some older lockers, but there were 2 long ones and 2 short ones. And now our staff has grown to the point where we needed all mid-sized ones so everybody has a locker when they come in. So we have that ready to go. Some cleaning supplies in there, our birthday cake swords, the keys for the cabinets are in here so only the staff can get to them, as well as the keys for all the toilet paper dispensers and all that in the bathrooms. All right, make sure the hooks are there. All right, our signage to cut the staff, they look at it, they see this. I'm sure they've seen this a bunch of times, right? We have obviously our state and federal law sign is up. Our quality standards are right here: safety, courtesy, the show, and efficiency. Right? Our cleanliness policy is also listed. Right? We are working with teenagers here. Some of them don't like to shower as much as they should. Right? Who has that teenager? We had one. We made a policy, and they have to sign it when they get hired. It's part of our sign-up process when you get hired. You have to sign the I will keep myself clean and not smelling offensive while I'm working with students and their families. You wouldn't think you have to do it, but it only takes one to say, oh, I have to do it. It only took one person
maybe possibly burning themselves on coffee from McDonald's for them to put a label on the coffee cup saying, "This is very hot. Be careful, you ordered hot coffee. Don't spill it on yourself." And now they've lowered the temperature on the coffee anyway, so it doesn't do it. All right. So that's the basic tour. If there's anything else you want to see, I'm going back to the computer. You can let me know in the comments, and we can check it out from there. Okay. So if you have any questions, I'm going to get to them now. I'm going to switch it back.
All right, let's see. We can hear me okay? Awesome. The sign above the kids love life skills. Let's see. That was David Diaz. Hello, hello. I will definitely do that. And hello, James Walker. Good to see you, sir. Good to see you. All right, let me switch back real fast, and I will show you the sign above the kids love life skills. Give me 1 second. I want to get that back on there for you.
Okay, can you hear me okay? Hopefully you guys can hear me okay. Let me go back over here. So this is our Learn to Earn. All right, with the Kids of Life Skills logo. Now, Kids of Life Skills, we do have the sticker available that looks just like that to go on your wall. Super simple, very inexpensive. These signages are a little bit more expensive, not super expensive, but a little bit more expensive. But for us, they're consistent. So they're called standoff signs. As you can see, they stand away from the wall. It's clear acrylic. The printing is on the back side, which costs a couple of bucks extra for them to print reversed on the back side, but it adds that nice, shine to it because it's coming through the acrylic. So it's got a glossy feel to it. But all of our signs have that. Again, consistency. Our Focus Pro Shop sign is exactly the same way. Stand-up sign, printed on the inside, so you always see it. Our community sign that's out there. Same thing. If you can see it, let me move over so you can see it. Yeah, oh, sorry. Let me get to it. Why can't I see it? Let's go over here and you'll be able to see it. Let's see. Oop, let me turn this around. Hold on. Did I not turn my camera? Yeah, no, you got it. All right. So same thing. The community sign, same thing. The activity room sign, same thing. The coffee bar sign, same thing. Consistency. It's a reoccurring. The signage all looks the same. The things that label where you are, sort of a directory, if you will, eye catchers, points of interest are all the same type of signs, right? The holders we use for our posters, whether it be a big one like this here, all right. Just make sure, right? So it's what they call a snap frame. Okay, all four sides snap open, so you can pull the thing out. You pull it all open. I'm not gonna do it now because it'll fall out. When you do that, you can quickly change, and they're super bolted to the wall. Super bolted to the wall. These other ones over here, what these are on, same thing. Snap frame. As you can see, on the side ones, they are bolted to the wall, so they don't fall off and hit somebody. Obviously, we have our hand sanitizers. We have multiple ones. There's another one right as you walk into the activity room. So when kids go in there for a birthday party, they sanitize their hands before they sit down to eat. There's one when you come in. Back to the signage, everything's consistent. We are putting up our Family Favorite Award. It hasn't gone up yet because I need to get 3M strips, like you would hang artwork, that holds it to the wall better than a nail. I don't want a nail on the wall because that can easily get knocked off. Somebody walks by it, brushes up against it, bang, it falls off. All right, I'll switch it back to the computer.
All right. Should be good. Okay. All right. So hopefully, David, that helped. Again, it's consistency. Consistency in your brand. What is it that your brand needs? It needs clean, understandable signage. It needs a clear message, right? You're trying to create an emotional experience for them when people come through. That comes through in your teaching, how you teach your whatever it is you're teaching, your techniques, whatever it is you're doing, your verbal consistency, the staff language. right? What does your do you have the instructors who say something one way and another instructor says it a different way? That should be ironed out. So when you're calling something, a stance, whatever stance it, everybody say the same way. And if you make a change, as we just did, we changed our ready position to a focus stance to make it more on brand, if you will, because we're all about focus, right? With focus, you can achieve anything. Whatever you focus on expands. So instead of just calling it I'm ready, it's my focus stance. I am focused when I'm in this stance. I'm looking at the instructor. I'm listening at a level 10. I am focused, right? So we changed that. But all the instructors, before we made the change, before anybody started saying it, all the instructors had to be notified. All the instructors had to work on it. We had to go through it, right, together, so that everybody was saying it the same way. And it wasn't still some instructors calling it an attention stance, and now other instructors are calling it a focus stance. So it's different. It's different for, you don't want it to be different between different instructors. It needs to be the same. You can come on in, sir. Say hello to the group. I'm on It's time. I'm on Success Never Sleeps. I'm actually on the show today. Hey, that's why he runs away. Hey, Larry. So yeah. So I'm almost done, sir. But yeah, it's what we do, right? You're telling the story of your business. You're telling the story of the culture of your school by every act, everything you say, the way you say things, expectations that you have for your staff, your character development. Same thing with your celebrations, your belt graduations, your, whether it be a social media shout out, the traditions you have in your school, the parent night outs you have, right? Is it all coming from the same thing? Is it well thought through? I think that's sometimes when you're running a business and you have 700 things to do in one day, it gets very easy to get lost in what you're doing. And you just kind of want to get it out. I just got to get this done. I got to get it out because I got to move on to the next thing. Did you spend the time to think through it? Not overthink, right? But you want to, we all say we want to try to plan for every contingency, but it has to come from a purpose. How much of it have you thought through? One of the greatest things Brandon taught me was, and he says it consistently, is what would that look like? I use that phrase all the time. What would that look like? All right, we're working on this parent night out. We want to work on this mom and me party. What does it look like? What emotional experience are you trying to connect with? How do we make that happen? All right, let's do this photo, right? We do the photo for them. And we give them a little photo card with a little holder so they can put their photo in there. We print it for them, for the family together, a little family photo they can take with them, a little keepsake. What does that look like? How do we up the level of the experience? We don't just hand them a photo. We give them a photo in a photo holder with a nice label on one side that says, Happy Mother's Day from all of us at Focus Martial Arts, right? And that's a consistent thing that we use from all of us at Focus Martial Arts. Right? It's our signature whenever we're doing a happy holidays or a mom and me or whatever it is, from all of us at Focus Martial Arts, knowing lets people know we're a team. We are together in this. All of us from here, all the instructors, all the families, all the people that work here, myself, my wife, we're all wishing you whatever it is. Happy Mother's Day, Happy Father's Day, Merry Christmas, whatever it happens to, Happy New Year, whatever it happens to be. So consistency when you're doing that. All right. Of course, your online reputation goes in part to your brand, your culture, the social media things that you post. Do they have meaning? Are they representative of your brand? Are they original? Or are you just regurgitating quotes and things that people have seen a million times? You like it. That sounds really cool. I like that saying that, Bruce Lee said or so-and-so said. I'm sure it's a great quote. I'm sure it's a great thing. It means something to you. Does it mean anything to your brand? Does it help within your brand? It may. Great. Use it. If it doesn't, throw it away. Use it in your own personal. Use it on your timeline, on your Facebook or Instagram, but doesn't necessarily match your brand. So it shouldn't be there, right? Everything you do. And your social media presence matters. Your personal social media presence matters, right? We hear this all the time. Brandon says all the time, I have a social media presence. I'm not a super political person, but I definitely don't post anything political, even on my personal social media feeds, because somebody's going to look at it. I have members who I've known for a long time. They're friends with me on Facebook, personal friends. We might have different, political views. I don't get into it. I don't respond. I don't comment on that stuff, even though I have an opinion, and things might irritate me, whatever. I have a business. First and foremost, I have a business that helps feed my family, that puts a roof over my kid's head. We just bought a house, and I don't need that dwindling or tarnish the reputation where people don't want to do business with me because they have an opposite view in terms of political or religion or whatever it happens to be. We know all the hot points, right? We know all the buzz things that drive people crazy. So we have to be very careful. That's all I'm saying. We have to be very careful. So, all right. From there, we talked about community visibility, your events, your booth, partnerships, everything represents your brand. Are you representing your brand when you go to an event, when you have a booth, if you do some charity support, right? What kind of charities are you supporting, right? We love supporting charities. I don't necessarily support if even a school is doing something with a bar, right? And they're doing, if you go buy, and you spend X amount of dollars at, this bar place, whatever, mention so-and-so, and you get, nope, we don't do that. A coffee house, sure. A bar, no. Right? Certainly a local YMCA, yes, of course. Things like that. A Boys and Girls Club or whatever, of course, we absolutely do, because it's all part of, what we believe in that helps kids be successful. So that's what we do. All right. And the takeaway for today, what I really want people to get out of it, David, you're very welcome. You're very welcome, sir. Any other questions, please let me know. We still have a few minutes to go. But the biggest takeaway is what I want people to do. This is sort of an action item more than a takeaway, is audit your brand. It's one piece at a time. Audit your visual, your verbal, your physical, right? Then start defining your brand values and message if you haven't already. Clean up the inconsistencies immediately, not just the paint, not just the cleanliness of your bathrooms, but your signage, things like that, your color schemes, whatever you do, right? If I'm, my desk is white. It's not brown. There are plenty of elegant looking, nice brown desks. Black is part of our color scheme, but it's kind of dark. I didn't want to go black, right? I could have. It's easier to keep clean than white, but it's not something I wanted to go through because it's just too dark when somebody comes in. I liked the bright white nature of it. So that's what I did. It was on purpose, right? When I chose everything in here is chosen on purpose. And my staff and people can attest to, I will spend as much time as I need to find the right thing that matches our brand. If I'm adding something to the school, it needs to match our brand. The diffusers on the wall are white. Multiple colors available. I got white. They blend with the wall. If I have to spend an extra $1 to do it, that's what I do, because it matches the brand and its consistency within it. It makes sense. So nothing in your physical location should look haphazard. You just put it there because I got it there. I needed to get something out. I need to get something up. So I just got it done, and I'll fix it later. We have one chance to make a first impression. Somebody comes in brand new, right? The signage I showed you when people come in, the welcome sign, thought through. Welcome, Joshua. We're very happy, excited that you're here, right? And then on the back it says engage in success, and they take that home. And it's a thick cardstock, so it stands up. It's more expensive than using basic paper. It's more expensive than an average cardstock, but it holds up better. It stands up better, right? So I'm going to spend that extra penny per sheet to make sure it's something that's a better experience for the families, right? How much of that are we doing? You want to build your strong media, social media voice, obviously, update your community, your communication templates, your one sheets, if you will. We have them in Canva. We have them all over the place. If you need them, reach out. More than happy to send them to you. The snap frames, James asked where I got the snap frames. The snap frames from Amazon. If you just type in snap frames, you'll see them, and they're all different sizes. You can get poster size ones, everything. There's all different sizes. Snap frames are wonderful. I found those a long time ago. I used them at the old school as well. And they are a godsend because they bolt to the wall. So they're not going to fall off like an average frame. And it's super, you don't have to take it down to change something out quickly. You just clip it open, take out the clear acrylic piece that's in front of it and put it right back in. And just snap them closed. Super easy to change out for your staff to do if you need to change signage, things like that. So I definitely recommend the snap frames. But yeah, Amazon, super easy. And most of what I find, to be honest with you, is on snap frames. Was James saying? Let me just see. I have parents that are highly sensitive to smells, and the air fresheners seem to set off headaches and such. Going on order of some of those. Yeah, that could be a problem. You can obviously try different ones and definitely do the research on ones that, because you can find it and you'll find ones that are not sensitive, don't cause that, right? Usually it's a more natural, right? The ones we use are more of it's a natural oil than some of the really synthetic and chemically smelling ones, because there's plenty of those out there. They tend to be the less expensive ones. So you kind of like, it's almost like you can see it coming. If I'm spending very little for a big bottle, then it's probably generic. It's probably full of chemicals, and it'll give them a headache as well as you. So people can be super sensitive. But research it when you do that. You're absolutely right. That could be a problem. We have not had that problem because we use, which is expensive. It's like $120 a bottle, but a bottle is about this big. I forget exactly the ounces, 16 ounces or something like that. I forget exactly. I have to look it up. But it's expensive. That makes, it's expensive, but it's worth it, because a big bottle like that I use lasts me months. Because even though I have 3 diffusers, because there is one in the back room, I don't know if I showed it to you. There's one in the back room as well, so that back room also has the same smell to it. So, but they do last because you're not using the water ones, and these particular, and I got them on Amazon as well, and I can send you the link. These particular ones have timers, so they're on all the time, but I can time it so with my phone, because it has an app, and you can time it to start and stop at a certain time of day, and you can tell it how much at a time you want it to spread out and how often. So you can really play around with it so that you get the best use out of it, keeps your place smelling nice, but you're not burning through oil really, really fast. And because it's waterless, no mold, which is a big problem. I've seen it a lot. I see people trying to refill their diffusers, and there's mold in there because it's water. It's stagnant standing water for a long period of time. And I look at it, we had one, and it's like black, and it's disgusting. Don't forget, that's also going in the air, right? So if you're using one that's a water one, you have to be super careful, because you are diffusing mold essentially into the air, and that could be causing headaches as well. It might not just be the oil that you're using. So you have to be super careful. So that's why I went with the waterless ones. There's no mold. There's no standing water. It literally just puffs out the oil. So if you need a reference on that or a link, just let me know. I'll send it out to you guys. Okay. It is 2:59 here, local time in Boston. So if you have any other questions, feel free to hit me up. I want to go through our sponsors one more time before I close out the show. I want to thank Tusa, Market Muscles, My Studio, Kids Love Life Skills, LC Accounting, and Kin Creative. Again, all companies I use personally with my own business, who has helped us get to the success that we've had here. The links are in the description for the episode, so please click on those and check them out. Again, if you have any questions on any of those, please let me know. Reach out to me at any time. You could PM me, Marco Mazzola. I'm at Facebook. You can go through brandonbeliso.com. And don't forget, we have our group mentoring program. I'd love to see some of you guys on the group mentoring again, and let us know. We can work out a free introductory so we can get to know you, sort of a one-on-one, get to know you, your business, your needs, and let us know what you need there. So that the QR code is there. Or you just head over to brandonbeliso.com, group-mentoring. All right. Excellent. And get rid of this here. All right. If we don't have any other questions, I'm going to wrap up the show. Thank you, everybody, for being here today. Thank you for participating, David and James and everybody who was on this. Bob Poole, as always. We love having Bob Poole in. If you have any questions on that, just let me know. Your brand is key to everything you do. When you have a successful brand, it's limitless. You can take it anywhere you want. One thing I will say is you want to define your brand, spend time doing it, embrace doing it. It can be very cathartic, but it can also be very rewarding when you've defined a brand that you're proud of. I had a brand, wasn't really a brand beforehand. It wasn't a defined brand. And I was there for, 8-9 years. Didn't really go anywhere. Switched the brand, upgraded the brand, changed the brand name. Don't be afraid of doing that. Don't be afraid of changing your school name, even if it's an old name from your old instructor. if it's not suiting you, if it's not fitting your needs, if it's not fitting your community, if it doesn't help you engage what you need to do with your school, sometimes we have to throw it out. It's hard. Throwing out my old school name, which I came up with, I created a logo, I did everything for. Throwing out was hard work. But at the end of the day, I don't look back. I say this is what it needed to be from the beginning. You can't cry over the spilled milk. I'm there now. I got there now, and we have the brand that we absolutely embrace and love, and that people love to be a part of. So, and it just means so much more to me on a personal level than the old brand ever did. So, the old brand was not suiting us, so we had to make the switch. And yeah, it was hard. It's like calling your kid ugly. Nobody wants that, but sometimes it's okay. It's all right to be able to do that and to look deep within yourself and say, is this suiting? Is this really helping my business? Is this helping my family? Is this helping everything I need to do? Is it allowing me to do the work I want to do in the community that I'm in? If not, make the change. Let us know. Reach out to us. We can help. We're going through. They're going to start with that process really soon with one of our mentoring clients, who's thought long and hard about changing the name of the school, and they're committed to doing it. And so we're going to start that process soon, and it's going to be exciting. Nerve-wracking, exciting, stressful time, but at the end of the day, we're going to love it. It's going to love it. All right. I'm Marco Mazzola, the Insta Live Group Mentoring Focus Martial Arts. Please reach out to me anytime you like. I'm happy to help out, happy to chat with you guys one-on-one. PM me. We can set up a time just to talk and go over anything we talked about today. Feel free to hit me up. So if you have any questions, reach out to us at brandonbeliso.com. You can find us on all social media platforms. You can find Brandon on YouTube, as well as all the podcasting platforms that you like. So if there's nothing else, I will end the show today. Say thank you again for everybody for being here today. Go out there, live your best life. And of course, as I say, engage your success.